All right, recording has started, and this is the January 14th, 2025 Rook Community Meeting. This is the first community meeting of the year of 2025. And we did have a couple of releases and stuff over holiday-ish time frame. So let's go ahead and jump in to everything and get caught up here as we're getting started with the year. So in the 1.15 branch, we did have a release since the last time. So let's go ahead and let's review that first real quick, see if there's anything of special note to make there.
I'm trying to remember how it was so last year.
Pre-holidays. So last year.
Yeah, it was just I think it'd been about a month since the previous patch release of 1.15, but just has a few, few smaller things, and I can't think of anything to mention specifically.
All right. Let's go ahead and then take a look at the project board and see if there's anything that may be blocking or nope, not a nothing in there that is not completed and ready to go out the door. So this is a very exciting view.
Mm-hmm.
But so then we do have the next regularly scheduled patch release, 1.15.8, and on Thursday this week, along with 1.16 as well.
Just to give a little context on that. So because originally I was thinking, oh, we don't need a patch maybe for a few more weeks for 1.15. Just chatting with Artem and his colleagues this morning from Kaiso. I don't think they're on the call today, but they're reporting a logging issue with the with what's that feature called? With some OpenStack work with Keystone. That's it, with project stores. And anyway, that they're requesting a fix that I don't have an issue tracking it yet in the board, but we'll probably get it the fix out and
Travis, is that something that came into the security alias?
Yes, that did come in today.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
So I guess that's why there isn't a public issue. It's not a terrible issue. It's a logging thing, but good to get that fix out there quick.
Yep, and that'll be included in 1.15 and 1.16 as well. Then the fix for that is there any those are the supported versions, so like there's not something we have to worry about for 1.14 either.
Right, and that feature, that Keystone feature, is still marked as experimental, so I feel like I'm not too concerned about backporting it all to. I think it might have been 1.14 was the first release, or maybe it was 1.15. I guess I should double check.
Excellent,
but yeah, we'll get that. It should be a simple fix.
Okay. So let's take a look then at let's look at 1.16.1 real quick review. This was over some people's holidays, Travis, but it looked like you were working on the 2nd of January there.
Yeah, that's the day I came back online. And yeah, we found this issue, the CSI snapshotter thing, then the first one on the list there. We found and fixed the issue just before the break. And we thought, oh, I could wait till after the break. But some people hit it or commented on it over the break. So as soon the first day I was back, I thought, oh, let's just do a release, get the fix out there, help people fix that snapshotter issue. So yeah, that's why the release on January 2nd. The other things are just smaller or not as significant.
All righty, so let's look at the project board then to see anything to mention here for the upcoming patch release on Thursday as well. Probably driven by that security issue we mentioned mostly, right?
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, it's just we'll see what other fixes we get in, but I don't know of anything else urgent. And it's been a pretty quiet couple of weeks since the new year too, so there hasn't been much as far as merging activity anyway. But if anybody else knows of issues we need in the release, please do raise it.
All right. So yep, so we know we're doing patches later this week, and then let's go ahead and turn our attention then to 1.17, which we are pretty early in that milestone still. So let's go ahead and take a look at that project board. Oh, we got nothing on this project board. It's a fresh board.
Yesterday, It's fresh. Yeah, yesterday I just created the board. Time to start thinking about 1.17, but nothing in the board yet. I threw some tentative dates there in the doc, but they're just from the hip. Like they don't mean a lot right now, other than just kind of the 4-month cadence. So those may be adjusted, but they seem like a reasonable target as far as around, early April to get that release out.
And that would be like right after KubeCon London, right, Travis? The 4/9 date there.
Exactly. And yeah, so working around KubeCon and maybe we choose to do it before KubeCon or or after. Probably not during.
Definitely not during. I can't imagine
Right.
that happening.
Right. Uh, I probably won't be going, but anyway, we'll see.
Cool. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then Travis, was there also like already roadmap items that were already like published and discussed and that just haven't made it to the project board yet too?
Oh, no. So I also need to, I was just about to update the roadmap that the make markdown that we have in the project. So yeah, so once it get that updated this week and open issues and get them in the board, start looking forward to that release. So
Yep.
it's yeah, that doc hasn't been updated yet. So
Yep. We got time. It's very early in the milestone there.
yeah, 5 minutes before this meeting, I just opened a PR to reset the pending release notes. And so where the roadmap is next.
Right on. All right. So yeah, so if folks want to have some high priority things that they want to be making a case for in 1.17, then the time will be quite soon for that then.
Mhm.
Anything else that folks want to bring up now synchronously for 1.17?
Is the plan for 11.5.6.3 to be part of 16, or is that a 1.17 item?
11.5.6.3. Which one is that?
Ceph object store
Oops.
user reference secret. It's basically the ability to set the S3 credentials for an RGW user.
Right. Let's
Hey,
see.
Is that this one here, Josh? Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
yeah, I think that's something that we uh, could like very reasonably backport to 116. Like I don't think it conflicts or would change any like existing behavior. It would only add like a new behavior.
That's great.
Yeah, that's assigned to Parth right now, but I don't think he's actively working on it. So we'll have to check with him. Or were you interested
Yeah.
in working on that, Josh, by chance?
I potentially could if nobody else is going to work on it. It's high on the wish list of some of my users. In particular, is sort of a disaster recovery / reinstall. So we're reinstalling a number of Kubernetes clusters right now. We're converting to OSD encryption and whatnot as part of this, and converting from RKE 1 to 2. So it's a flag day type thing, and it wipes out all the credentials and stuff. So we've got to go through and manually reset credentials and stuff for applications. So
Yeah, this is something that uh I would like to have kind of like from uh, a CI standpoint as well, but it's just like it's a very compelling nice to have, but it never quite makes my
yeah.
priority. I have a like partially finished implementation of my own um, that I could also share that with you if you want to take that over.
Yeah, potentially. Like I said, I hadn't done any planned to do anything about it because I thought that you had started work on it based on some conversations we had. But I'm happy to work on it next. I'm still working on OBC features. I
Mm.
am hoping to get bucket lifecycle ready for merge today, and then start on bucket ownership setting, and then I could potentially move on to this after that.
Okay.
I actually
Yeah.
did literally have users asking me about this yesterday.
Okay. Yeah. Like, just like hit me up on Slack and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and Josh, also
Sounds good.
feel free to drop a comment here, kind of describing some of the potential urgency or priority around this as well, so that's folks can see it and maybe other folks get a chance to chime in on that as well for their similar needs.
I think I actually do have a comment on there along those lines, but yeah, I could add something new.
Yeah, a more recent one might also help. I noticed that there's some history that goes back in that one. Cool. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Josh.
Mhm.
All right. Cool. Any updates on 1.0 for kubectl plugin, Travis? There was a recent
No.
release, right?
We had a patch release. I was talking to Svam last month about the next feature. I can't remember offhand what it was, but if we can get a new feature in, I think we'll be ready to move it up to 1.0 version. But yeah, it just hasn't been a priority, I think, to get that feature in either. So we'll see when that happens.
Sounds good. Alrighty. So yeah, let's move on down to the next section then. So I think we've got some acceptances for talks. So maintainer track acceptances went out last week, and then acceptances for regular CFP submissions went out, I think late yesterday or so. So I think these speakers, this is for the maintainer track, right? Maintainer track talk. Were there other acceptances that we've heard of from the community yet?
Not that I know of. So just the maintainers track, and then we'll have the booth, then we'll do a video. And yeah, I was just talking to Deepika today and someone else from her team about booth help and maybe get some swag and some anyways, some more help from sort of community management perspective. So that'd be nice.
And you think you won't be there, right, Travis? That's what you said.
Right. That's the current plan. So I put it allows 5 people, right? And I put my name on it, just more of a submission thing, but it's a busy month for me, so I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Yep. That's reasonable, Travis. Don't worry about that. Okay, cool. Listen, if other folks got any acceptances or are plan to be speaking for other talks, then let us know and we can promote those as well.
You'll be in London, Jared?
Yep, I do plan on being there, and that coincides nicely with the next time I'm going to Europe anyways, so that I should be there.
You'll go and stay.
Yep, yeah, go and not come back for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So let's talk about upstream stuff releases there.
Right. Just a couple of notes there. So we've had this issue with OSDs failing on ARM in the latest Reef since it was released like last July. There still hasn't been a new release yet, but I'm losing hope that they'll get that fixed in Reef. It is fixed in Squid. So currently the only solution for people on ARM right now is to upgrade to Squid. I don't know what else to say. It's a challenge to get things into Ceph releases I'd say it's not the highest priority for ARM either, right? So yeah, someone talked to me about Cephalicon about that, who was interested in getting the fix. And they're following up on the Ceph tracker, but there just hasn't been much progress there, unfortunately. And then I know V19.2.1 is in progress. I don't know when that's supposed to be out, but hopefully soon. It's been a while since the main Squid release. No big blockers that I know of there, or reason not. So 19.2.0 is working fine.
Cool.
I think that's all my notes.
All right. Thanks for bringing those up, Travis. Yeah, too bad we wouldn't be able to get a fix in Reef there, but it is fixed in Squid, and let's take that. Let's take that. And
right.
All right. Cool. Okay, let's take a look at the designs here. It's operator per namespace experiments. Interesting.
Yeah. So Blaine and I been talking about this the last couple of months, and over the break I kind of put together a prototype about the root issue or concern basically is with one Rook operator reconciling multiple Ceph clusters, which some people do, although it's not a super common scenario. Those who do it kind of find the reconciles get blocked if some OSDs are taking a long time to reconcile. So, and there's also logging overlap where it's hard to tell which logging is for which cluster. And so if we just have one operator per Ceph cluster in the different namespaces, then you've got all the logging in the same pod for the same cluster, and no reconciles get stuck like today. And so I got it working. It works with the CSI operator, which is still experimental currently. I opened this PR just to show here's the manifest that I got it working with. I don't think I want to merge it like this, but exploring the best way to move forward and turn this into something that's more usable for people, like a script that generates manifests that will work for it. And it does require CSI operator with the prototype, but just because we're moving away from our current CSI driver implementation in 1.17, so it could work with the old CSI driver. I just didn't explore that.
Travis, like something I noticed immediately here that's interesting is that so this is all, you know, declarative manifest and then a script to generate manifest as well. They didn't require any code changes at all.
But there were a couple of small fixes. I opened a separate PR for that and just merged the
Okay.
fixes. But otherwise, yeah, it was just
Not like a
manifest. I was able to get
re-architecture at
it
all.
working with. Right.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's really cool.
And
Actually,
this script, I just kind of initially generated some of those manifests and then tweaked them after that. And it's not a perfect script, so I may just fix up the script or something and not merge all those manifests. But yeah, the real key was that the way CSI operator is designed, it just worked well for working across namespaces as far as CSI goes. And yeah, so you see a lot of R back there. I had to tweak. It was a fun experiment.
yeah, that's definitely encouraging. That yeah, that you know there wasn't like you said there are minor fixes, but there's not like major like conflicts or contention when you have two operators running in different namespaces and you know like a total mess that like, oh gosh, we've got to untangle this whole crazy thing. That's very encouraging.
Exactly. Because
Cool.
basically the operators
Very
just watch their own namespace for the Rook CRs. And then we have like the OVC controller that watches across namespaces, but then it already ignores things that don't belong to provisioners in its own that it's supposed to be reconciling. So I was pleasantly surprised that that just worked. So I'm sure Blaine had a lot to do with that.
Thanks, Blaine.
But yeah.
Yeah. Now we just need to get CRD's namespaced in the core.
Yeah, so there's that issue with versioning where it's just one set of CRDs that have to work with all the operators, so you'd have to update everything at the same time. But yeah,
it's a bit off topic, but maybe worth mentioning anyways, is that like I've thinking about like CRD versioning and you know the path, the challenges we've had with that over the years, especially like way back in the day, Travis, and you know when like early like things are, you know, third-party resources and then, you know, CRDs, and like before there was like real support around that. I think that it's been a long journey with that, and there's probably still some lessons that are like not really well proliferated out there. But there was a talk that at the last KubeCon from good old Dr. Stefan Szymanski, the CRD creator, right? They kind of talked about some key things you really need to know about versioning CRDs in Kubernetes. That it was quite interesting. So if you haven't gotten a chance to look at that, that may be really useful for kind of understanding any versioning we might want to do, an evolution of our APIs over time into the future. That kind of made a few things click for me that hadn't really clicked before. The kind of the,
Alright.
too long didn't watch sort of recap there is like, there's not a lot you can do with evolving the APIs. Like you kind of have to have like a lot more compatibility between the versions than I thought was possible, that was required than ever before. So that's kind of a key takeaway there. That's kind of a bit frustrating, but good to know what are the boundaries we're working with,
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I'll
I'll
see if
look
I
at
find
that.
that. Drop a link. I'll drop a link to folks in the maintainers channel.
Yep.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, neat experiment. And nice to see that when we first saw 19,000 lines, almost 20K lines. I was like, oh gosh, all Rook is all different now. It's all, the whole thing's changed.
The
But
manifest stuff.
yeah, okay. Voila. There we go. Sweet, sweet. Cool. Let's enter the agenda. Anybody else have any other items they wanted to bring up? All right. Well, then I think that's everything. So we'll get those patch releases out later this week, including the security related fix, and lots of stuff to start getting some momentum going on for 1.17. Yeah, good to see everybody today.
Mhm. Yep. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks.
See
Cheers.
ya.
Have a great day.